Stop scrolling. If you love personalized gifts or unique wedding and baby shower ideas, you need to see this. Whether you're a crafter, gift giver, or small business owner, this gift is for you. Today, I'm showing you how to make personalized playing cards. So if you want to learn how to make your own personalized playing cards step by step, then let's get started. When getting personalized gifts, there are two options. First, the DIY option. Add a personalized photo or a PNG. It's up to you. Or you can purchase them custom made. Every option is different for each person. So let's start with a design. I create my designs using Canva. They have a free version or a pro version. I do have the pro version, but you can still design using the free version. Right now, I am making a custom size for my design. Now, the playing cards are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Once it is made up, I then go to Uploads and upload my downloaded picture and stretch it out onto the page. I want to try another version of the same picture, just moving it off to the side a little bit so that I can add a heart or some wording to this second picture. Once you have your picture downloaded, you can then go into Uploads and just drag and drop your picture into each template. I wanted to play around with the design, so I went into Elements and tried looking for some hearts or something cute that would go onto the picture. If you drop down and just type in anything that you were looking for, it'll give you a good arrangement of hearts. When you see a crown, that shows that's the pro version. So if you are looking for free hearts, try to look for a heart without the crown. Now I want to add his name and his information. So I go into the same area, the elements, and I find a square and I just change the size of it. And you can change the coloring as well. And I place it on top of my picture. Then I go down to text and I play around with the fonts and add all of the information. If you like the same font, I just hit the double button on the words. It's the square that has the plus sign. So now I want to copy my design. So what I do is I get rid of the side and I just click on the whole image from the one set of card and I group it. Then I do it again to the left side and group it. Then when I right click and I hit the plus, it makes an extra copy. So then I do the same with the next row, delete them, and I click on the one image, double it, and slide it down below. So now I'm going to hit share and save this as a PNG file. I'm going to increase the size and I'm going to just click on the page that I want to download and download the design you have. With these playing cards, I will be adding a PNG image. This is an image that has no background, so I can easily change the color and to download it. Now this next personalized design is for my family and our own personal playing cards. And we are just going to add the name and some cute little saying and change the font and color and just make it look nice. So now I'm going to print these images on my sublimation printer with my sublimation ink. So I find my printer, which is an Epson 8550, and I go down to the paper size. I have the larger, it's the legal size, but you guys can just print it off on a normal 8.5 by 11. I just didn't have the paper. And then I change the scale to 100%. And I also want the best quality instead of normal. And then I hit print. What I didn't realize is I forgot to reverse the image. So if you go into your layout, there should be a reverse button. Just click on that. So now I'm going to talk about the materials and supplies I use for sublimating onto a product. So I purchased an Epson 8550 printer, and instead of using the ink that came with the printer, I had already ordered my sublimation ink, and I put my ink into that machine instead of ever using just normal ink. My sublimation paper is A sub, which is in 3 sizes: 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14, and 11 by 17 inches. This project only requires the 8.5 by 11 size paper. Next, you'll need the sublimation playing cards, which I had ordered mine on Amazon. Now you'll need to use a heat press machine for your sublimating. I have a Vevor, which I believe is 16 by 24 inches, but you don't need that big of a heat press machine. I just like a nice big one for other projects, big bags and sweaters and stuff like that. Next, you'll need a lint roller, heat-resistant tape, and heat-resistant gloves. I purchased all of mine on Amazon, except for the lint roller. And then last but not least is the parchment paper. Does this sound like a lot? It might be. It just depends on each person and the reason for why they are doing it. But a heads up, once the equipment is purchased, it's only really the smaller products that you will be purchasing. I purchased 2 boxes of the sublimation ink, and I still haven't used up all of the first one yet. And that was a year ago. And now for the fun part. We hit print, and out comes our design on our sublimation paper. Now, our design will look faded, but that's okay. Once it's sublimated onto the product, it'll turn out nice and bright. Next, if you want to use your lint roller to get any fuzzies or hair off, you can. But then you use your heat-resistant tape and tape your cards onto your paper. Once that's all done, you grab your heat-resistant gloves and your cards and make sure your heat press is at the right temperature. Today I'm setting my heat press machine at 370 for 60 seconds. Now I make sure to put my parchment paper on both sides. And I want the ink of the paper to be on the very top, being pressed down onto the cards. Now this is the fun part. I am trying to be careful because you can add smudging, it's called ghosting, onto the image. But you can see on the parchment paper, the ink was on the parchment paper. That just shows how the ink can go through. So that parchment paper blocks any of the ink to get through onto your machine or onto anything else. Now, this might have been the longest part out of the whole process, was just taking the tape off of the playing cards. And here is my cute cat and dog PNG design I made for the cards. And this is my design for our family cards, which turned out really nice. I really liked the sunlight in the background. This is the baby shower design. I created the 2 different types of cards, but for the one baby shower. And then the kids and adults can write their messages on the other side of the face cards. So when they're playing a game, they can read the messages. I have linked down below where you can find my template on Etsy. If you use the code Sublimation Cards, you will get 50% off. I also included all of the supplies I used in the description. To have us make your custom cards, I also included a 25% off code, Custom Cards, which is linked down below. I do send out promotions and coupon codes for discounts on templates, PNG images, and also the product. At the beginning of each month, I'll be sending some of my new PNG images to my email group. Thank you guys. I hope you love your custom playing cards. See you next time.